Alright guys, let's have a quick market update. Have a look at gold, silver. You saw the title, let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright. Alright, you saw the title. Let's get straight into it. I love that. I laugh at myself sometimes, guys. I know I'm goofy, but anyway, I love it. GLD, guys. GLD. Another nice little run to the high side. That weekly chart to me, guys. That weekly chart is definitely moving forward. I had a comment on my Facebook page a little while ago saying, hey, I don't think that's a head and shoulder formation, but there you go, guys. It may not be. Let's go to the monthly chart, weekly charts. You know, and it may not be. As a bit of a flyer. We actually want this. We want gold to continue moving higher, and I actually think that's going to happen a lot more moving forward into the rest of this month, because of what's happening with the whole Brexit thing, potential interest rates, which is going to be no interest rate rise, so that's going to be bullish for the gold and silver. You know, and then also what's on the possibility is where there's going to be a default in gold as well too. So if that happens, yeah, the gold's just going to go through the roof. So is silver. So happy days for me. So, but technically, that's the fundamentals. Technically, I still like silver as well too. So anyway, you can see what's happening through here, guys. You can see how that we've actually had a lot. And let me actually just delete everything off the screen here. Go bam, bam. Yeah, see that? Gone. Let me actually just draw some couple of simple lines through here. Let's go from there to there. We're going to draw that simple line from there to there. Bam. Bam. There we go. So that's that. Obviously, that's the first one. And then obviously we have this. We have major support and resistance through here. We have the resistance line. I think most of it was supporting it through there. Obviously, we had a lot of supports, but the major ones is obviously down through there. And then obviously we have a major one up through here as well too. So it looks like this is the top pattern. Looks like I got through there, so but that's where we're at right now. Okay, that's where we can see what's happening right now on this weekly chart. Let's go to the daily chart. You can see how now that the GLD has just continued to rise up very, very nicely. Continue to bounce up, bam, 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 bam. You know, let's just see this sucker go. Now, guys, maybe we're going to get in for another rally like this. I hope so. Why? Because I'm in it. What am I in? I'm in SLV. Let's go to SLV. For you, most of you guys know, this is when I bought SLV right here, where this square is right here. And for some of you guys who had just seen this video for the first time, like, yeah, right, John, you bought that. Go back through my archives and see the video where it says, I just bought SLV. For you guys who've been watching me, you know I bought SLV down here. And look at it. This thing has just bucketed out of the gates. Out of the gates. SLV up 1.6%, where silver and gold were only up 0.5%. So guys, I said when I got into SLV just recently that because I said that to me, silver looks like it's going to get the better return on investment out of the whole thing. And my goodness, the SLV trade so far, guys, has just been incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, guys, everything's moving higher through here. Everything's just taking off. Everything's just exploding to the high side with SLV. Now, one thing I realized about this trade, guys, and a bit of a successful trading rant here. One thing I'm really proud about myself with this trade, and this is not me bragging, guys. I'm just trying to share with you the best thing I did with this trade, and hopefully you guys can adapt it to your own trading. And hopefully I can continue to adapt it to every other trade I take. Is that I was patient. I wasn't rushing because I noticed a lot of other people out there, especially around up here. Let's actually go to this, especially around up here, up this point through here. This is where a lot of people are saying, because the market's already moved up a lot. This is where a lot of people start to get into gold and silver and all that sort of stuff. That's the wrong time to get into it. Remember I said before, right? There's followers and there's leaders. The leaders always make money in these markets. The followers lose money in the markets. I said this a while ago. And what I mean by that is this: is that what happens is a lot of people want to prove it to me, show me it works, and the market runs up. Yeah, prove it more, show me, and the market runs up. It's like, oh, okay, you know what? Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. That really does work. Let me start. The market's run up through there, bam, 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 bam. It's had a little turning point through here. The market's run up. It's like they won't get in on here. It's like, oh, I'm not too quite sure. Then the market runs up. Oh, I'm still not too quite sure. Then it runs right up to here. And the market's run right up to here. And this is where most people get into it, right? This is where most people start to enter here. And this is what I call here. These people here is I call these people here the followers. Right? They follow. And what ends up happening, this is when the news is talking. This is when everyone's screaming saying, look at all these gains. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And everyone's screaming about it. Screaming about it. Obviously, through the media, look at all these gains that's happening and the videos on YouTube and all this sort of stuff are happening. And this is where most people are in. And the followers, what ends up happening? The followers get hammered and the market retraces like that. Right, and that's exactly what happened here. As you can see, right, the market ran up through here, market was down through here, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, this is just a healthy pullback. Get into it." And you know what? If you guys have been watching me for the last couple months, you guys know I'm saying it's not the right time now. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. And as this market fell down, I said, even just a little pop, I said, it's just not the right time. Not the right time. And then the market came down through here, and I was patient, I was calm, and I was in a quiet space, and I was centered. And then everything told me about the technicals told me, but also I know this sounds very voodoo, but even my gut was saying now is a good time to enter. And guess what? All these people that were following are now just break even, and just break even. But the followers, this is the followers, but the leaders, what the leaders do? The leaders wait for the right turn to turn in. See, everyone was screaming gold and silver here. Then it's like, oh, is it gonna start dropping through here? Now I was saying that if gold doesn't make a new high, we may form into a head and shoulder, we may break a new low. But even though I was saying I'm getting into silver here. So guys, don't be a follower. Followers get in after the market runs. But mark my words, guys, how the markets work, it has a big run and then has a nice pullback, and it runs and has a nice pullback, and this is what gets people in trouble. Right, this is what gets people in trouble, is that the market runs up, they get here, and it has a pullback. And then they start to get scared down here. And I guarantee there's so many people out here saying, oh, this is just not the right time. What did I do? I started to get into here. And this is what we call leaders. Leaders get in when a lot of people are starting to get a bit more fearful. Right? So, and over here, this is what you want to do. You want to start getting in here. So guys, the thing that I really loved about this trade is, one, I was very patient with this trade. You guys know I've been following me for the last couple of months. I say it's not the right time. It's not the right time. It's not the right time. And then suddenly I did a video around this time when I was around this, actually it was the very low point. And I said, you know what? Today's the day I need to get into this trade. And I said, you know what? And I actually even did a video. Go check it, in my archives. I said, I bought SLV today. And this is the day that I bought it, on the 6th of the 1st. 1st of the 6th, which is basically the 1st of June, for you guys watching in America. So you can see that's what there. You can see I bought it through there. But guys, the best thing I did was I was calm, and I waited and I waited, and I was patient and I was patient. And then when it got to the right point, everything about me said, you know what, John, this is a good time to get in. And does it require a bit of faith to get in here? It does, yes. But guys, when you're patient and you're calm and you're not rushing the trade and you're watching things undevelop slowly, that's when you make the best trading decisions. And that's one thing I really am happy about this trading decision, is that I waited and waited and waited for that right time. I wasn't influenced by everyone else. I know a lot of people that bought gold when gold is up at these points as well too, and then gold fell down. And then this is what happened here. And now SLV to me has just taken off. So guys, once again, the best thing that I did about this here is that I was calm. Secondly, I was patient. Always be patient in the markets. There's always going to be really, really great trades. And every time I've rushed into a trade, it's always been the wrong thing. Be patient, be calm, and let it naturally flow. It's like, for example, I was reading an article this morning about law of attraction and about manifesting things. And I think the reason why we don't get what we want is because we rush it. And when we rush it, we make decisions. So if you think about this from a starting point, and I know I'm going a bit of a tangent here, guys, but it's Friday for me. I'm having a bit of fun. I'm going to help you guys out as much as I can, all right? So let's have a look at this here. Let's have a look at this here from a bit of a time frame. And I'm going to talk about this from trading point of view, okay? From an actual standpoint, trading point of view. Let's use this bit of a timeline here, okay? And let's say this is where you start here. This is a starting point over here. Now, this timeline here is where you start. And let's say you start learning about a strategy, you start getting some progress and stuff like that. But what ends up happening is that when you rush into a trade, what is that always? What is that generally 98% of the time? What is that? A wrong trade, right? And it's a mistake, and you might do well, you might not do well, but generally it's a mistake, right? You rush into a trade, you force it, and you're by taking that action, you're not making, and just call this here, we're going to call this here the progress line. We're going to call this time in the market. So by you rushing that trade, what ends up happening? You actually end up backing off, right? You actually end up making less progress. By that taking action of rushing, by you taking action in that rushing environment when you're trading, you're actually making less progress. So you're better off not taking any trade in that environment, because when you're in that environment and you're rushing, guess what? Then you're likely to go backwards. You're likely to just stay there, and you're likely to go flatline with your progress for a little bit. Let's actually go back to black here. You're better off going flatline here for a little bit than waiting for the perfect trade. Like, that's the perfect trade. And then guess what happens? What happens through there? Then you start to make more progress, right? And you do really well and you make more progress. And you say, oh, that was a good trade, I'm going to wait now. And then what happens? You go back here, and then the market we'll call this progress equals, say, financial results, right? But what a lot of people do, they might get good results like, oh, I'm missing out on all these trades, and the YouTube saying this, and the market saying this, and gold's going up, I should get in here, I should rush in, and you rush, right? And you're influenced by other people instead of your own trading decisions. And then what happens? You rush into it, and sometimes you might make a big doozy, and you might go back down here when it comes to progress. Where it's like, oh my goodness, this is people's trading career. But instead of doing that, you say, no, I'm going to be patient. No, it's not the right time. I'm rushing now. I shouldn't be taking a trade. Even though everything looks perfect and everyone's saying this is a good trade, I know I need to stop. This is the mindset of a successful trader, guys. This is the mindset of what helps you become a successful trader, is not rushing. And this is what people don't understand. This is the reason why 80% of all your success actually comes from recognizing when you're rushing, when you're not. Also, when you're being greedy and when you're not. All these different things. That's the mindset of a successful trader. But successful traders and my coaches, what they continue to remind me of is that, John, just be patient. You know, you might not have a trade for a while, but that's okay. And your progress, as in your financial results, might not do much. But then after a while, you every day you're doing your analysis and you're doing your work and you're waiting for that trade and you're waiting for everything to say, yes, this is perfect. And you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting and you keep doing that trade and you keep making that thing and you keep making it forward and you keep doing your work. And you may not place any trades. And it might be a week, it may be a couple of weeks, it may be a whole month and you haven't placed any trades yet. But you're still waiting for that, this is it. And then generally what happens if you wait for that really, really good trade where everything, you haven't been rushing, you're in a good headspace, and you're ready to go. What generally happens? Bam. You know, and this might be a really, really good trade and the market goes up through there. And then what happens? Then you might flatline a little bit for a while. And then suddenly what happens? You wait for another good trade and then bam. Now I'm not saying every trade does that. You know, not saying every trade's going to be a winning trade when you do that. But as you can see, the reason why most people don't go anywhere is because they do this. They'll get up here and then they'll rush into a trade and they come back down. Instead of climbing this slow ladder, actually moving forward, getting more results by being patient and allowing things to coming to you. And again, that's the whole thing about law of attraction, right? Is you believe it's going to come and you let it go to the universe and you allow it to come instead of trying to force it. When you force it, it never ever works. So this is the reason why most people don't make money, right? They force it. And so what ends up happening here, and again, this is where most people are. And suddenly they might have a losing trade here. It's like, oh my goodness, and then suddenly they're down here now. And now they're actually they're playing back down here. It's like, oh, I'm going to be patient now. And then they might get another really good trade. They might get a really good trade and they might run up through here. It's like, oh, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Oh, look, I'm making pretty good results. And then it was like, oh, that was good. I waited and they'll be patient. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to stick to the rules. And then what happens? It's like, oh, boom, they make up. It's like, oh, look at this. And now they start to get greedy, right? This is the other part of being 6 or 8. Now they start to be greedy. It's like, oh, I told you, I'm the king. I'm in king, man. I'm the king of these markets. And you start to brag about how your good results are and how much money you've made and blah, blah, blah. And you're talking to the world and you're doing backflips on your front yard and you're saying next to them, I'm a successful trader. I'm gonna quit my job. And now you say, oh, everything I touch turns to gold. And then what happens? You end up getting a real big slap on your market. And now guess what happens? You're back down here again. That's the reason why, guys, mindset of a successful trader is the biggest area. Technicals is easy to learn. I can teach you the technicals of this setup easy. But what I can't teach you and what it's always got to keep learning about is your patience. Is your, are you being calm and centered while you're trading? Are you rushing? Are you being too greedy in the markets? Where, you know that loud voice, we're going to make so much money. That loud voice is always the wrong thing. Now, if you're in a right trade, like I'm in a right trade, I believe I'm going to make a lot of money if certain things happen in the market, yeah. But if I don't, I can still make okay money. But the thing is, guys, you can see here, right? This number one here, this whole green here, this is the art of successful trading. This is why taking far less trades during the year, especially when you're talking directional plays here, guys, far less trades can equal much better results, right? So you wait for those trades to say, yes, this is the trade, and take it. What do most people do? Most people take this path here, right? And then as you can see, this whole path here, and let me make this whole thing here blue and the pencil here. This is where most traders stay in here. This is the most traders, and this is what most traders, what do? Also, they follow. They get in after the trends run. What do the successful traders do? They wait, and guess what? They may be waiting. I've been watching this trade. I got into SLV down here with a funky trade where it could go up or could go down. I didn't know what was going to happen, and so that was a bit of a funky trade. And then I was watching this ever since this market broke out. I didn't buy it here. I didn't buy it here. I didn't buy it here. I waited this market break up and break down. So I've been watching SLV for a long time. I was patient. And then I was patient. I got down here, and guess what? Everything said, yes, this is the right time. This is like this point here, right? So this point right here is like saying, now this is this point here. And what is this point through here? These people right here are what? They're leaders. Why? Because they don't follow the mainstream. They just follow what is right, and they be patient and they wait for that. Now, I'm not saying I do that every single trade. No, I'm human. I get slaps around the market every now and then and say, hey. But I'm very, very fortunate to know that I do it less times now than I do before. You know what I mean? Like, I used to do it like once a week. And then that was 10 years ago. And then it went to like once a month. And now maybe once every couple of months, maybe once every 6 months, or so, once every couple of, say 3 to 6 months, I might rush into a trade like, oh, that was the wrong thing to do. And then it reminds me that I'm back on track again for another couple of months. And then I might get a slap, and then I'm back on track again. But my slaps don't take me down low. You know what I mean? Like, I might do well for a while, and then I rush into it, and it does this. And then I'll do well for a while, and then it does this. You know what I mean? Like, that's sort of what I do. But what happens over the years is they're getting further and further and further. By me actually doing this recording for you, what does it actually do for me? By me actually doing this, it actually reinforces to me, hey, keep being patient. And so you've got to have a set of rules. Am I calm? Am I centered? Am I focused? Am I being patient? Am I trying to rush into this trade? All these different things. You've got to have like a bit of a checklist to say yes. And be honest with yourself. You can be honest with yourself. That's what's going to help you move forward faster when trading. So here's a bit of an SLV, GOD, gold, silver update. Plus also, guys, here's a what I call the best things that I learned about my silver trade, and hopefully this is going to help you out as well too. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course, and I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.